Welcome to Hilary Emmanuel Ministries, where faith meets power, purity and prosperity, and breakthroughs are born. At Diadem, we equip you with bold prayers, life-transforming teachings, and spiritual strategies to overcome every challenge life throws your way. Join us as we dive into God's Word, experience His presence like never before, and walk in His purpose for our lives. If you're in London, we invite you to fellowship with us in person at Diadem, 4 Pegamoid Road, N18 2NG. Don't forget to subscribe now and let's grow in faith together.
The Lord has been so good unto us. The Lord has been dealing kindly with us. And if you understand spiritual things, brethren, if you know how things operate in the spirit realm, especially if you are dealing with spirit beings, you are dealing with spirit beings that are not human beings, that are not physical in the flesh, there is a way they operate. And we need to understand their ways before we can get anything from them. If you look at darkness, for example, you look at darkness, those who go for money rituals, when they have done all they need to do, nobody gives them bag of money to take home. They don't give them bags of money. All they do is they give them whatsoever they want to give them in the spirit realm. And they will now tell them, go home and build a platform and leave it, the rest will manifest. And they can go home and just start doing anything. And that platform will begin to draw the wealth. And the same thing also with those who join cults. When they join cult, nobody gives them bags of money and says, okay, now that you are a cult member, take this money. No, they only do some things for them in the spirit realm. They release wealth to them in the spirit realm. And they go home and they build a platform to receive those things that have been released in the spirit realm. And that's how exactly it is also with God. When you have prayed and when God has released blessings unto you in the spirit realm, you prepare the platform to receive them. And those things will begin to manifest on that platform. And we thank the Lord because He has even gone steps further to build platform for us, to show us platforms that we can create, that we can work on, and He will be able to put the wealth and prosperity there for us. But brethren, do you know that if you do all these things, you have done the prayers, you have activated everything in the spirit realm, and you refuse to do anything in the physical realm, do you know that nothing will happen? Nothing will happen because there will be no platform. There will be nothing to receive it. That's the mystery. And do you know there are so many factors that could make us not to do anything? There are so many factors that could make us not to take any step whatsoever in the physical realm to prepare the platform, to walk on the platform until we receive the blessing. There are so many factors. And that's why I want to talk to you, brethren, today on what I call stronger and wiser than the ants. Stronger and wiser than the ants. We know ants, these tiny insects, and I believe we are stronger than them because we can crush them under our feet. And I believe we are wiser than them because God has created us a higher level of intelligent beings. The Bible says we are just little lower than the angels. So we are stronger than the ants and we are wiser than them. Now look at the scriptures. In Proverbs chapter 30, in Proverbs 30, look at verse 21. Proverbs 30, 21. He said, for 3 things the earth is disquieted. What does that mean? Solomon is saying, he said there are 3 things that are scattering this earth. There are 3 things that are disorganizing this earth. 3 things. They are causing confusion on earth. 3 things. And for 4, which it cannot, he said the 4th one, if you add the 4th one, he said the earth cannot stand it. The earth cannot bear it. He said 3 are the one causing all the confusion on earth. If you add the 4th one to it, that's it, the earth might collapse. Let's see what he's talking about. Verse 22. He started to mention those things that are disorganizing this earth, that are destroying, that are confusing this earth. He said, for a servant when he reigneth, a servant, when servants become rulers, He said that alone is enough to destroy this earth. Do you know that when Solomon wrote this poem, this scripture, nothing has happened yet? Then years later, when he died, his own servant, Jeroboam, that ran away to Egypt because he was rebellious, immediately he heard that Solomon had died, he came back. And when he came back, he became a ruler. And he snatched 10 tribes out of the 12 tribes from Israel. He snatched the 10 tribes and immediately built idols for them, cut them off from Jehovah God, and caused that nation of 10 tribes of Israel to backslide and to be destroyed to the ground until the nation perished. Is that not what Solomon was saying here? He said when a servant begin to rule, he said the earth will, in fact, he said it will destroy this earth. And it happened there in Israel. Look at the next thing. And a fool, when he's filled with meat, he said when you give food to eat, and he eat, and is filled up with food. Verse 23. For an odious woman, when she's married, we know what odious woman is. That is a woman with a terrible character, with a very bad character, a detestable woman. He said when such a woman go and marry, he said the earth will spoil. Then an handmaid that is heir to her mistress. He said these are things that destroy this earth. One thing is, why did Solomon, all the example he picked with human beings, they are all negative. No one is good. And then look at what he now said in verse 24. He said, there be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. He picked 4 things again. He said they are here on earth with us. He said they look little, they look insignificant to human beings, but they are very wise. Let's see them. Verse 25. He mentioned the ants. The ants. He said they are what? Why will you call ant people? He attributes the attribute of human beings to ants. The other side, he categorized human beings as something terrible. Getting to ants now, look at the kind of respect. We are going to see why. He said the ants, they are a people not strong. They are not strong. That's why I say you are stronger than them. He said they are not strong. Yet, they prepare their food, they prepare their meat in the summer. They look at the weather. They know that very soon winter will come. And they will not be able to go out easily again. They will not be able to do much again. So in summer, they get everything ready. How did they get that kind of wisdom? And I know you are wiser than the ants. Where did they get such wisdom from? Have you ever heard that the ants suffered famine and they perished and they all died because of famine? But human beings, what happened? It's human beings. That's why you see the comparison of Solomon now. When he took human beings, he used the language like foolish people. He used the servants. He used the language, all this kind of language to describe human beings. Now coming to ants, he said they are exceedingly wise. Look at a whole continent of over 1 billion people waiting for somebody to give you grain to eat, waiting for people at war, people fighting war, to bring grain. The war started now over a year. So within that 1 year, they have no foresight. They cannot think that where there is war, no time to go to farm. So let's quickly go and clear our own bush and quickly plant grain, plant corn and millet and all those things, so that in few months we can harvest also. No. Do you see what Solomon said here? He said, maybe you read it again. In that verse 24, no, verse 23, no, verse 22. For a servant who, and a fool when he's filled with food, all they know is eat. Fill them with food, that's all. Give them something to eat. Immediately their stomach is filled for that moment, that hour. That's it, they are fine. They forget that in the next few hours again, they will become hungry. No plan, nothing, no investment, no initiative, always looking for the next food. He said, verse 25, the ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their monkeys. So verse 26, the conies are but a feeble folk. He called them folk. These are animals that look like rabbit. Animals, conies. He said, they are a folk. He said, they are a folk. Yet, make they their houses in the rocks. He said, they have no instrument, no hammer, no equipment. And yet, they build their houses on the rock. They build their houses on the rock. And if they are able to construct their houses on the rock, what that implies is that come any generation, the house will still be there. Verse 27, the locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. They are so organized when they move, and no king is commanding them. Verse 28, the spider taketh hold with her hands and is in the king's palaces. Look at how he described animal, insects, and all these things, and give them. He said they are very, very wise, better than human beings. Better than human beings. Look at again, because Solomon, this thing interested him so much. You must know one thing about Solomon. He was a philosopher. He was so many things. He was studying a lot, and some of those things, they were pure research that he did. They were all research. I showed you the other time about the research he did with 1,000 men and 1,000 women. And the result he got from it. So look at this now. Look at what he said. In Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6. Look at verse 4. Proverbs chapter 6 verse 4. He said, give not sleep to thy eyes, nor slumber to thy eyelids. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Verse 5. Deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of which hunter? He said, deliver yourself. We are going to see what Solomon is telling you to deliver yourself from later. He said, deliver yourself. Because if you don't deliver yourself, nobody else can deliver you. He said, deliver yourself as a roe from the hand of the hunter and as a bear from the hand of the fowler. Verse 6. He now said something. He said, are we there together? Go and do what? He said we should go to the ants. So Solomon is saying, go and study it yourself. Go and study the behavior of the ants. Go and study the lifestyle of the ants, the mannerism, the behavior, how they do their things. Say, human beings, go and learn. Go and learn. Go and sit down quietly and begin to record what you see the ant, how they behave. He now used one language. He say, thou, what is sluggard? Lazy, carefree. He said we should go and consider her way. We should go and learn the ways of the ants. And then say we should go and learn wisdom from the ants. Which means the ants are now wiser than man. Say we should go and learn from the ants. Verse 7. He said this is what he himself has done it. He said, which having no guide, they have nobody leading them. No pastor, no prime minister, no president, no policeman, nobody. He said no guide, no overseer, no ruler. And yet, verse 8, they provide their meat in the summer, and they gather her food in the harvest. Verse 9, he says, how long will thou sleep? We need to answer this question. How long? You have slept now nothing less than 30 years, depending on your age. Oh, you don't believe it? Go and do the calculation. Calculate how many days, how many hours you sleep in a day, and then calculate it by the number of your year, and see how many years it will amount to. You discover that if you are maybe 40, 50, you have slept not less than half of that year for sleeping alone. For sleeping. Wasted though. Wasted. So he still come back and say, how long are you still going to sleep, O sluggard? When will you rise out of your sleep? Verse 10. Yet a little slumber. Sometimes you just say, let me just do a little one. And a little sleep. A little folding of the hand to sleep. And what will happen? That is exactly what he's telling you to deliver yourself from. When he said, deliver yourself from poverty. Deliver yourself from poverty. Sleeping. At home you sleep. At work you sleep. In the church you sleep. In the bus you sleep. Say, how long? He says, so shall the poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. Now, Solomon told us to do something. He said, go to the ants. Go and learn their behavior. Say their ways of life. Let's see if we have some things to learn from them. Let's see if we'll be able to pick a few things. Number one thing with the ants, of course, from even Solomon's own description already here, is that they are diligent. Their work ethic is exceptional. They are diligent, and whatsoever they set their minds to do, they will do it. Have you seen ant hills before? Those of you that are born here, I know you've never seen ant hills before. Ant hills. Do you notice one thing with ant hills? That the color of the sand is not the same with the ground where the ant hill is, which means they source those sand from somewhere else. They go far to get that clay to mold that ant hill. And do you know how many tons of clay and sand they have to carry to be able to build that size of ant hill? And do you know they will be going? They are tiny as they are. They will line up and they will go maybe far distance. Everybody will collect small pitch of sand and bring it and add it and go back and pick it and bring it and shine it. And before you know it, they have built a massive ant hill. Do you know some of us, why we don't build wealth, why we don't build anything, is because we want it to come, we want to grab it at once. We don't believe in tiny building of wealth. Tiny building of wealth. Today you bring in 1p, tomorrow you bring 3p, you bring 4p, you bring this one. By the time you put it together, in some years you know how much it will amount to. Did you see the calculation that young man did for us here last Sunday? Did you see how that calculation come together? How much it will amount to? Sometimes our mindset is that 5 years. Do you know how long we've been here in this building since we came from the other side? We are now 8 years here. 8. If that time we were at the other side, we started putting 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds into one kind of thing. Do you know by now, it will have been something else. If we did what that young man was saying here last Sunday and invested that kind of money, by now, we will have that kind of money to purchase a property, to even pay cash. But do you see, that's why Solomon said, he said, go to the ant, go and sit down there, don't be in a hurry. Learn their ways. Maybe follow them to where they collect their sand. See what they go through to build their ant hills. You see the diligence. You see the dedication. You see the focus. Do you know the ants? If they start building their ant hill, they will not suddenly say that, well, there's carnival today, oh, let's leave the ant hill and go and watch carnival. They are not distracted. They focus purely on what they are doing. That's why Solomon said, go and learn and get wisdom from the ants. Go and get wisdom from the ants. Thomas Edison, the one that invented this light bulb, and tried and failed over 1,000 times. If it is many people, they will have given up. Why? Do you know some of us that time, 12 years ago, we started trading? You've forgotten. Some of us started trading. Why did we run away? Failure. We failed. The thing ate our money. I know people that use anger to withdraw the balance that is there and use it to pay bills and folded their hand. Don't give up. Do you know the challenges ants face? You think you have trouble. Go and ask the ants. And they overcome those challenges to build their ant hills, to build their colonies. If Thomas Edison had given up, maybe by now nobody else will have tried it, because he will have documented it that it is impossible. Maybe we will have still be carrying lamp up and down till now. But he refused to give up. And that tenacity is what put us where we are today. Things of life don't come easy and cheap, especially if you are the first person trying to do it. What I mean is, if you are the first person trying to handle real wealth in your foundation. I'm talking of godly wealth, holy wealth that come directly from the Father. Wealth that when you finish enjoying it, generations unborn will enjoy it and you will go to heaven. Not the wealth they used to exchange your soul for hellfire. If you are the first person to do such a thing, brother, it's not going to be too easy. Solomon said, go and learn from the ants. Go and learn from the ants. Very diligent. And they are tireless workers. Anything they set their minds to do, they do it. Do you know sometimes the ants can line up? And on their distance, somebody might even crush them. Wicked human beings, of course, it's always human beings. We use leg to crush them. They will scatter, but they will go and reorganize again. They will even lose some people, but they will go and reorganize again in the front and continue their journey. That's why Solomon says, go and learn from the ants. That's why the Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10, he says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Just like the ants, do it with all your might. And this is what you call commitment. Wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. Another thing again, Solomon wanted us to go and learn from the ants is their unity. Unity in purpose. They all have one mind. And the mind is, we must build our colony. We must build this ant hill. And that's all. Nobody else is thinking outside that portion. And all of them channel all their energy to doing that, and they achieve it. Unity. Unity. The Bible says, how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity. He now went further and said that is where God commands his blessings and life. So if we are going to begin to enjoy God's blessing, unity, assuming, let's put it this way, assuming those ants, assuming the ants, some of them are building and some of them are scattering the thing. Assuming some of them are building, the other one are tearing it down. Do you think they will ever finish that project? Never, never. So those are the things that Solomon is telling us. He said, go and learn from the ants. There's this farmer that called his children. He had many children. He called all the children together and he gave them a bunch of broom. He said, break this broom. And they tried and tried, they bent it, but they couldn't break the broom. And he now brought one, just a single stick of broom. He said, break it. Quickly they broke that one. He said, that is it. He said, if you are together, if you are bound together, if you are one, nobody can break you. If we are united, nobody can break us. But when we are not united, that's when we are easily broken. That's when attacks prosper very easily. When we are not united. Look at Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32, look at verse 29. Oh, that they were wise. Even the father himself is saying, oh, how I wish my people are wise. The same thing Solomon is saying, go and learn wisdom from the ants. The father is saying, how I wish my people are wise. What is he talking about? That they understand this, that they will consider their later end, which means foresight, ability to plan ahead. Verse 30, how should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight except their rock has sold them? So what is he talking about here? Unity, oneness in purpose. That if we are united, the kind of force and energy we'll be releasing, no enemy can stand before us. No enemy. He said, how I wish my people are wise. How I wish they understand this secret. Unity. And you know, it is not by mistake that God created so many people on earth. It is so that we can work together like the armies of the ants and build something very great and magnificent. And no one man can do anything. No one man can do anything. Listen, even if you prosper today, if you turn to a billionaire today, you will still need people to work for you. You can't do everything by yourself. Are you following me? You can't do everything by yourself. Even now, are you doing everything by yourself? You will still need a barber. You need hair salon person to make your hair. Isn't it? And if you now build a factory, build a company, establish a big business. Elon Musk, do you know how many witches are in his company? Jeff Bezos, do you know how many witches are in Amazon? Do you know how many witches are working in the office, coming to office there daily? So let the witches be that's their destiny. You can't stop them. But they also cannot stop you if you are like the ant. If you have the wisdom of the ants. They can't stop you. Why have they not destroyed Amazon? Why have they not destroyed Tesla? Are they not the same witchcraft? So why is it that you that have nothing in the pocket, you are the one that they are coming to destroy? Eh? So on our own, we cannot achieve anything by ourselves. We need others. That's how God created the earth. And he did it so purposefully. We can't do anything on our own. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Look at verse 12. He said, for as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Christ. Verse 13. For by one Spirit we are all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, or have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the leg begin to say, I don't need the hand, is it true? Is it therefore not of the body? Verse 16. And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? Assuming the whole body of a man, all we have is only one big eye standing. If you see the person, will you not run away? So that's the question the Bible is asking us now. If the whole were hearing, where were they smelling? Verse 18. But now had God set the members, every one of them, in the body as it has pleased him. And if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, just by one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. Those bodies that we think are feeble, they are not useful, they are not good, they are not too important. They are needful. Look at our fingernail. The time you reduce your fingernail, you clip it, the nail that is, and then it's deep inside. If you want to scratch yourself, you see how difficult it is. Now, imagine you don't have fingernail. Do you know you'll be looking for bottle to scratch yourself? That's things that we take for granted. Everyone has his own purpose. They are all important. Verse 23. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon this we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely part have more abundant comeliness. For our comely part have no need, but God has tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked, that there should be no schism, no difference, no quarreling, no fighting in the body. Imagine somebody now. Imagine the person every day, the hand is always punching the eye. Do you know there's one jacket they wear people in mental health home? You know that? What do you call it? Straight jacket. So they tie it so that that's the person is harming himself. Is hurting himself. They have to, because the hand, if they leave him alone, can wound the eye, can hurt other parts of the body. And that's why they have to restrain the hands. So if we begin to tear one body together, you tear the stomach open, pull out all the intestine, you don't need it again. After all, it's making you to eat more than you need. You pull out the eyes, pull out the brain, with the person will still be there. So that's what he's saying now. He said that we are all complementary one to another. We need each other. What you have, I don't have. What I have, you don't have. And that's how we build together. That's how we succeed together. That's how we become great together. So there should be no schism, but that the members should have the same care one for another, verse 26. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. And one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now, ye are the body of Christ and members in particular. So you can see the unity is what is very unique to the ants. Very unique to them. They work together. Nobody is fighting each other. Nobody is trying to kill the other one. Another thing again is foresight. Ability to see tomorrow and plan towards tomorrow. Planning for tomorrow. He said, yes, he's saying that someone who fails to prepare then prepares to fail. And the ants, they don't wait for winter to go and be looking for food. They prepare food in the summer. Prepare their food in the summer. And that was how Joseph saved the land of Egypt. Told them how to do it. How to save for the bad days to come. How to invest for the bad days to come. It was Joseph's foresight that saved the entire nation. And Joseph and the ants, they operated the same way. And that's what Solomon is telling us. Go and learn from the ants. Foresight. Foresight. You remember the parable of the 10 virgins? It was foresight that made the 5 wise ones to prepare and carry extra oil. It was foresight. The other one that had no foresight prepared just for that day only, and they missed everything. Another thing again with the ant is resourcefulness. Resourcefulness. Ability to overcome obstacles. You don't know the kind of obstacles they face. You don't know. Except you go closer to them. Do you know, brethren, that the ants, sometimes flood can come. And flood, rain, heavy rain, can disorganize their life for them. Can kill so many of them. Bushfire can come and just destroy them completely. They face more challenge than we face. They face more challenge than we face. Do you know there are other animals that feed on them? There are other animals that wait for them. And they're just pulling out their long tongue and licking them up. Those are challenges. How do they overcome all those challenges and still succeed? When we think we have challenges in life, he said, go to the ants and learn their own challenges. Go and see their own trouble. Do you know that the whole ant hill they build, maybe at the finishing point, one man can come and just demolish everything. Say, we want to build house here, or we want to cultivate farm here, and just use everything to clear that whole thing off. Is that not a challenge? But do you know they don't give up? They continue to build again. So, brethren, sometimes we could face attacks. We could face challenges whereby they can attack what we are doing, demolish what we are doing, destroy what we do. Don't give up. Go back like the ants. Rebuild again, and you will be successful. That's what Solomon was telling us. He said, go to the ants and learn. Learn how, he said, adapt. Pick some lessons from their ways. How they are very resourceful. The Bible says that if any lack any wisdom, let him ask of God, who giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given to him. So if we don't have this kind of wisdom, we can ask God and the Lord will give us wisdom. And the ants, they adjust to their environment. Anything that comes around them, they adjust. If they encounter an obstacle, they find another way. They encounter any challenge, they are very, very innovative and very adaptive. They adapt quickly, innovate, and then overcome that challenge and obstacle, and they move on. And they complete their projects. They are very rugged. Against all odds, very rugged. Why human beings have complex challenges? Ants too, they face their own adversities. They face their own adversities. And despite all these things, they still persist. They still persist. And what is this that is pushing them? That's what Solomon said we should go and learn. It is their why in life. Their why. Why are they here? Why did God create them? Why are they on earth? Why? Brethren, it is the why of your life that will make you to succeed. Why are you here? Why did God bring you to diadem? Why did God save you and give you salvation? Why are you praying all these prayers? Why are these things happening in your life? It is your ability to define the why. As Friedrich Nietzsche said, he who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. If you have a why, a reason to live, you will bear anything. You will go through anything, and you will succeed. So that is what is motivating the ants. Their why. And that pushes them into success in the face of all adversities. They build their own anthill. The anthill, they are destroyed like Job. You see Job, everything Job built up was destroyed. Everything, his family, his businesses, everything was destroyed. And Job persevered like the ants, and everything was rebuilt again. Adaptability. They are just based on the situation. The situation they find themselves, they are just. That's what Paul the Apostle was saying. He said, I have learned how to abase and how to abound. I can adjust. I can adapt to anything. Determination, never to give up. Keep searching for food, even if it means traveling great distance to go and get it. Do you know one thing the ants do, which is a mystery? Sometimes you see ants, they will go and carry a log of wood, piece of wood like this, or a leaf bigger than them. They know they cannot drag it. One person cannot drag it. All of them will go under that leaf or under that stick, and they will all carry it. And together they will keep going. Long distance, and they will bring it to where. What they are going to do with that wood stuff, you cannot see. But they have a need for it. They have a purpose for it. And they will bring it to their location. These are things we should learn, brethren. These are things we should learn. These are things the Lord is telling us today. That look, you might face adversities. That's the nature of our earth. That's the nature of existence. You might face some setbacks. You might face some failures, some challenges, some difficulties. Don't allow that to close the chapter of your life. In the face of all those, you begin to push forward. Because one thing is that the Lord has spoken good things concerning you. And that is what matters. So persevere until those things begin to manifest. So you can see now, I've seen with a few things we have discussed here today, how the ants, they succeed, which fascinated Solomon. And he told everybody, he said, go to the ants, and learn from those tiny creatures. Let's commit ourselves to be stronger, to be wiser, to be more determined in our journey with the Lord. Let not adversities deter us. Let nothing drive us away from the Lord, from divine purpose and from our destinies. No destiny is cheap. No destiny is easy. If you think your own destiny is too difficult, come, let's exchange. Let me give you my own so that I collect your own. So that you will see now that there are different weight and different loads. So whatsoever God has created you with, bless the Lord and persevere, you will surely succeed. The Lord didn't bring you here to fail. The Lord didn't create you to fail, and you will not fail. Because you are stronger and you are wiser than the ants. Let's close our eyes. I'm going to begin to talk to the Lord. My God and my Father, I am deeply sorry, Lord, where I have given up already.
Thank you for watching. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to join our growing community of faith. You've just listened to the sermon, but there are powerful prayers that follow. Due to social media rules and guidelines, the prayers have been removed from this video. However, you can access the full prayers and more life-changing resources by visiting www.pastorhillary.org or downloading our app Diadem Media. If you're in the London area, we'd love to have you fellowship with us in person at 4 Pegamoid Road, N18 2NG. If you have any questions about this message, want counseling from Pastor Hillary, or wish to share your testimonies following the prayers, please leave a comment below and someone from our team will get in touch. Until next time, may God bless you abundantly and guide you in all your ways. Stay victorious.